Hello again, my students, and today we're going to learn how to modify some of the shapes here of the 3D graphic tool, which is this one here, as you can see on the left portion of our tool section here, one of our practical tools that we can use. We can create some of these 3D effects here. Okay, all I have to do is press this one, and then we'll be able to do it. As you can see, it's following a particular angle. Once you made an angle of a particular shape, we can, no worries, we can just modify it. We can expand it, change the thickness, the width, and the length, and the height, or just the plain angle of the portion here. Now, if we press this one, it will change some of the bits here, just that little dot there. And we can make it inversely or outversely, any modification that we can possibly imagine. Now, we're just going to make a few more details on this now. Okay, now we can use the move tool. Okay, as you can see here, we can also change the angle of it. On the bar on the top, we can change which direction it should go, which place it should be placed, and here's the great part in it. Once you made this, the last thing that you just made, it will follow the direction that you're making. As you can see here, we're looking at the bird's eye view now. I'm looking at the top version. Right now, we're just looking at its 45-degree angle view. Now we can adjust to either a building, a bungalow, or whatnot of the shape that you can make. Now we can also stretch it out like a bridge. Well, this is one of the best tools that I have used for the Inkscape program here. You can change or modify the parts or the shading just by doing the inverse portion here, either side where you want to make the shadow. This one is very inverse, so we can just flip it back there so that we can make the shape of the angle. Now, once we made that, all we have to do is to, no worries, we can just modify the shape with the same specifics as the last one a while ago. And the thing that we just made the presets to, we can just modify to the same angle. As you can see here, most of these have the same angle because of the modification you just made. Now, as you can see here, if we just made the inverse, we're just changing the plain color of it. And it's just following the form preset that was made a while ago. Okay, now we can make the shapes, the sizes. As you can see here, I'm just making some of the modifications that looks like that of the shapes of some of the buildings. Well, kind of a fascinating thing to do. So, okay, now as for this one, we're just going to remove that. Now we can just erase this to here. That's from some of the excess of the lessons a while ago, but no worries, here. Okay. Now, we can make some other modifications as well, or we can just zoom in, zoom out to see some of the inspections. If there are any problems or inconsistencies with the design, but no worries. We can just encompass it. Now, we can also group it so that we won't lose the position of each of the important parts here. Now, as you can see here, I'm just going to check a little bit. Just going to check if there. Okay. Now, you can still ungroup it if you like, but I prefer grouping it because so that we will be able to move it in the most convenient manner possible. Okay. Now, if we look at this at the view here, we can see some of the angle portions here and there. You can modify it either through moving the lines or the red lines, or you can move it through the specifics that we're showing on top of the screen. As you can see, the angle X, Y, and Z, which represent some of the different aspects of the angles. And look, you can see the blue, the yellow, and the red. Those are the things that can change as well the portions here. Now, as you can see that it's still using the same congruent angles as well. well, you can change the shapes into something small, something big, and you can, as you can see there, we're already making something more of resembling that of a dilapidated building or so. But no worries, you can modify the shapes even further with a little bit of practice. So on the next lecture, we'll be discussing some of the different parts of the tools that we're going to make or going to use in later projects. And once again, I'll see you in the next lecture, and happy designing.